Happy International Women's Day. As some of you know, Facebook is doing live events for #SheMeansBusiness, so I decided to join in. I'm going to talk a little bit about today my experience of being a female business owner and encourage you to also join in and start your own business or be some sort of female leader in your community. So my name's Lisa Orrig. I am the owner of Upside Down Dance, Pilates, and Nourishment. A lot of people think that I started out wanting to be a business owner, and that is actually not the case at all. I moved to Hawaii and I thought that I had a lovely job here, and when I got there it did not turn out to be what I thought it was going to be, so I had to leave, and I incorporated my own business and started teaching Pilates from that, because my goal was to stay in Hawaii and not necessarily have to go back to the mainland. So I actually incorporated Upside Down Pilates as an LLC in January of 2004. I was 25, just about ready to be 26, and that's kind of where it all started. I just started teaching people, accumulating my clients, and 13 years later, we're still going with some extra teachers along the way, so that's really fabulous. Yeah, I have 4 just amazing women that teach here with me and help me run the studio, and I'm just so grateful for them. My biggest struggle in being a business owner was first actually acknowledging the fact that I was a business owner. I was just doing my deal, and that is kind of how I started making my living. And at a certain point, I realized I was a business owner because someone else pointed it out. They said, "No, really, you're a small business owner." I was like, "No, I just teach Pilates in my studio." And that's when I went, "Oh no, you're right, I'm actually a small business owner." So since then, I've acknowledged that and actually started to run the studio more like a business than I did in the beginning. The biggest challenge that I've had is, I would say, marketing myself and being able to communicate with other people what it is that I do and the benefits of what I do. And for a long time, I undervalued the worth of what I did. So that was a huge thing for me to overcome, and I'm very grateful that I did, because I'm still open. And if I hadn't have, I wouldn't be open anymore. So I wanted now to kind of go over some things that I think can help empower other women in our journey to be more empowered, as we're all going along this together. The majority of us feel we're going on this ride together towards empowerment. A huge thing is just start your own business. If you don't like what you're doing or where you're doing it, change and do whatever it is you do on your own. Another wonderful thing, I think, is to run for public office. You know, if not you, then who? It's, really important to be that voice out there that we all want to hear. So I think, luckily in Hawaii, many of our representatives, the majority of them, are female, and I encourage women just across the board to, go out there and put yourself out there. A huge thing, if you don't want to be a business owner and you don't want to run for office, is to support women business owners, to support their businesses, to spend your money at female-operated businesses, because we actually do have a lot of power in the money that we spend. So I go out of my way. Pretty much everybody I work with, as much as possible, is a woman. The building that I live, or that I teach out of, is owned by a woman, our property manager is a woman, my accountant is a woman, my dentist is a woman, you name it. I've done the best I can over the years to work with women in all aspects that I need. Yes, let's see, what else? If you're not necessarily going to, again, want to be a business owner, another thing that you can do is work in a business that is owned by a woman. So take that time when you're looking for where you want to work and how you want to spend your time, that the people around you and are in charge or working with you are women. Yeah, that's a huge one if you don't want to go out and open your own business. Another thing that's very important to me, I think, is surrounding ourselves with men who support us as powerful women. There are just so many women who surround themselves with men that tear them down, and there are gazillions of men that are out there ready to support us in our endeavors and what we want to do. So find one of those men and support him, and in return he is totally going to be there with you and supporting you. Let's see. Be brave and be the first. This is one of those things that can also be very challenging as a woman. I am actually the first woman in my family that graduated from undergraduate school, and I am the first person that I am aware of that has a master's degree. So it did take a bit of extra work for me to go out there and do that. I didn't come from an extremely wealthy family. When I was in undergraduate school, I had to work about 32 hours a week while holding down 17 credit hours for all of that time. That was pretty rough, but I did it, and I'm very grateful for it. So go out there and give, if you need to go to college, it doesn't necessarily have to be college. It can be any sort of continuing education thing to make it so that you can do what it is you want to do with your life. And I think the most important thing is that we as women come together and support each other. Sometimes I feel like we get competitive with each other and then we tear each other down. And I'm hoping that as time goes on and things that are going on right now in the world, we're able to bring each other together, really lift each other up and support each other so that we can continue to move forward and empower ourselves as women. So that's all I have to say about being a woman in business. I'm very grateful that even though I didn't plan on opening my own business, I ended up doing it. It's very rewarding, and I love being able to pass my information on to other people. So now I'm going to do some upside down Pilates exercises because most of you are used to seeing me in that capacity. So I'm going to head over now. I tried to find some light, but there's not much going on. I'm going to head over now to the Cadillac and do some exercises. Feel free, if you have a Cadillac, to when this reposts, follow along. So I'm going to use primarily the roll down bar, and I'm going to do roll down with port de bras, roll down with back extension, side bends, airplane, and thigh stretch with extension. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below and I will be happy to answer them. I don't know if I go away, you're going to necessarily be able to still hear me, but I will be talking. Okay? Good. So I'm going to start with roll down with port de bras. So we're going to sit tall right up on our sits bones, and we'll bring the roll down bar into our hands. Left hand will be on the bar, right hand from underneath, and we're going to curl under and roll down. Circle our arm out and around, and as we breathe out, we're going to sequence through our spine. And other side. We're going to roll down, circle around, and breathe out on the way up. And again, roll down we're going to do is hover up and down. And you're going to think of lifting from your underneath rib. So scoop that underneath rib and come on up and down. And again, exhale, hover up and down. 2 more. One more, please. Hover up and down. Now we're going to add a little bend. So we're going to hover up, bend the elbows, do a side bend, reach back out to one long line, and lower. And again, inhale, exhale, inhale, and lower down. This is 3. Inhale, breathe out, reach out from underneath, and lower down. 2 more. Up, side bend, and out, and down. 1 more, please. Up, side bend, reach out, and down. Fabulous. Lucky us, we have 2 sides. So we're going to flip on over. So when we set this up, we want the back leg to be hip height, and the bottom leg is the one that's going to be at the front on uprights. In case you're wondering how to get yourself organized here. And here we go. Hover up, lift that underneath rib, and down. And again, lift, and down. And again, lift, and down. 2 more, please. Lift, and down. 1 more. Lift, and down. Here we go. Hover up, side bend, reach out, and down. Hover up, side bend, reach out, and down. This is 3. Hover, bend, keep that right hip stacked. This is 4. Hover, side bend, out, and down. 1 more, please. Hover, side bend, out, and down. Excellent. Alrighty, come on up. We are going to move into airplane. So we're going to flip around and you'll lie onto your back. And you're going to grab your roll down bar and then quick wrangle your legs right over top. And then you're going to shimmy yourself on down. And we're going to start in neutral pelvis. So hold on to the uprights, and you're not thinking of pulling yourself up with your arms. You're actually thinking of pushing your scapula right around your rib cage so that that serratus anterior really snuggles up against there. Here we go. Imprint, toes go down, knees come up, and now you're going to exhale, curl, and roll yourself up. And then we're going to reach our toes out, squeeze our tush, and float down with grace and control. And then keep your toes pointed, but sequence back down through your spine. Again, knees up, curl and roll, reach the toes out and float down, and roll down. 1 more, knees up, curl up, reach the toes out, and roll down. We gotta go the other way. Here we go. Curl the pelvis up, reach out through the knees, scoop, and bring those legs up. Bend the knees in and roll down. Toes down. Curl that pelvis under. Roll up. You're trying to get to one long line. Scoop those shoulder blades around. Bring the knees in. Roll down. 1 more. Toes down. Curl the pelvis under. Reach out. Pull those knees in and roll yourself down. Woo! I'm getting a little sweaty. Okay. Unwrangle your legs. And then remember, when you let go of these springs, you always want them at rest. You don't want them to go flying as you come out of there. Come on up. And the last exercise that I'll have for us today is thigh stretch. And we're going to do a little bit of back extension. So here we go. You're going to go up onto your knees. And you want to be so that your arms are straight and you're out on a little bit of a diagonal. Okay? Reach the head out and away. And you're going to hinge back without breaking at your hips to so many of you that stopped by and watched. And have a wonderful, happy International Women's Day. And join me on YouTube /Upside Down Pilates for many, many more wonderful, workouts and all sorts of stuff that we have up there for you to do. Aloha.